WWE has always been known as the land of opportunities, and if you have the size to tower over half the WWE roster, then you're given preference by those in charge of the company. We've seen WWE sign the tallest and biggest athletes in the sport, and even if they can't get the big men to join the promotion full time, they get giants like Shaquille O'Neal and Tyson Fury in one-off matches to pull in the crowds. The appeal of WWE Superstars has been so effective that regular sized men like Rey Mysterio, Finn Balor and Ricochet are seen as underdogs in most of their matches due to their size. Over the years, fans have seen mammoth men and women compete in the company, with men like The Undertaker, The Big Show and Kane having tenures lasting over 2 decades. However, even those two 7-foot giants are nowhere near the tallest men the WWE has ever hired. The company continues to sign giants like Braun Strowman and Jordan OMOGBEHIN even today, and look to build them up as credible forces in the ring. With that in mind, I'm Daniel from Sportskeeda Wrestling, and let's take a look at the 5 tallest WWE superstars in the history of the company. Starting us off at number 5, it's the Great KHALI. Hailing from India, former World Heavyweight Champion the Great KHALI is one of the most accomplished WWE superstars on this list. Standing at 7 foot 1 inch tall and weighing over 150 kilograms, the Great KHALI was a mountain inside the ring who made the lives of his opponents very difficult. Whilst KHALI had the size advantage to intimidate his opponents, his limited skills in the ring and slow movements prevented him from becoming as big a player in the WWE as The Big Show or Kane. The Punjabi playboy stood only an inch taller than those two giants and yet failed to make a similar impact, leading him to become a comedic act later in his career. He is also the only giant in the list who was eliminated by Beth Phoenix during a men's Royal Rumble match in 2010. KHALI's WWE career lasted almost a decade, and the superstar got some major rivalries against WWE's biggest names such as The Undertaker, John Cena and Batista during his prime. While most of WWE's viewers would remember KHALI as the tallest wrestler they ever saw perform in the WWE ring, he is in fact the 5th tallest man to take the fight to other WWE superstars. Number 4, we have Giant SILVA. WWE has always tried to remind fans of how big or tall their wrestlers are by simply adding an adjective to their names. The Brazilian Giant SILVA stood at no less than 7 feet 3 inches tall and weighed nearly 180 kilograms. SILVA joined in late 1997 and was made part of the Oddities stable. The Attitude Era WWE Superstar was mostly a corner man for the Oddities and competed in tag team matches with Golga and Kurrgan. However, he wasn't booked very strongly and lost most of his matches he competed in. The highlight of his career came at SummerSlam 1998, where he joined his Oddities partners to defeat Kai and Tai in a 3-on-4 handicap match. Just months later, WWE decided to release SILVA and begin their hunt for a new on-screen giant. Although SILVA may never be remembered for his in-ring accomplishments in WWE, he will forever continue to make the lists of the tallest wrestlers and athletes in the world. Number 3, Jordan OMOGBEHIN, aka the Giant Ninja. One of the newest additions to the Raw roster makes it to the number 3 spot on this list. Jordan OMOGBEHIN signed with WWE in October 2018 along with many other recruits and literally stood out as a unique superstar owing to his appearance. OMOGBEHIN hails from Nigeria and was a college basketball player for the University of South Florida and Morgan State University before he decided to try his hands at a combat sport. OMOGBEHIN performed on NXT where he was part of several live events but is yet to make his television in-ring debut for the Black and Gold brand. NXT fans have seen him win a Battle Royal, defeat Cesar Bononi and team up with Bronson Reed on separate occasions to get the feel of competing in the ring in front of a live crowd. However, most of the WWE universe was introduced to the Giant during this year's WWE Backlash where he appeared with Akira Tozawa as the Giant Ninja. Within a few weeks of his debut on the main roster, Tozawa is now the reigning WWE 24/7 champion, and we hope OMOGBEHIN gets to enjoy a lengthy and memorable tenure in WWE. Number 2, Andre the Giant. By far the most well-known superstar and the first ever WWE Hall of Famer, ranks number 2 on this list. Andre the Giant, rightfully called the 8th wonder of the world, stood at 7 feet 4 inches tall and weighed an incredible 235 kilos. From Grenoble in the French Alps, this French WWE superstar was known for being larger than life, whose tales are a treat for the fans worldwide. Andre the Giant was good in the ring and had some fantastic feuds against WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan, who was known to be the sole face of the company at the time. He went on to win the WWF World Heavyweight Championship once and the WWF Tag Team Championship with Haku. Although Andre did not win too many championships in the company, he managed to influence the lives of many, including WWE Superstars, and gave men like The Big Show confidence to come forward and make it big in the company. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is now one of the staple matches at WWE's biggest show of the year, WrestleMania, and we have superstars like Braun Strowman and Cesaro take home the trophy. And finally, number 1, it is Giant Gonzalez. While most fans of WWE remember Andre the Giant as the largest man to ever compete for the company, we can never forget about the ginormous Giant Gonzalez. Playing a villainous character in WWE, the tallest superstar in the history of sports entertainment gave The Undertaker a rivalry to remember during his time in the company. Hailing from Argentina, the WWE superstar had a short stay in the company but managed to make an impact that will allow him to remain in the history books forever. Gonzalez first tried his hands at basketball and took place in the 1988 NBA draft, where he became the first Argentine to be drafted in the NBA, being chosen by the Atlanta Hawks in the 3rd round. However, the physical demands of the sport and an injury to the knee did not allow him to continue. Gonzalez's WWE career only lasted a few months after a short stint in WCW. He was managed by Harvey Rippleman in WWE, grew a beard and wore a bodysuit to come across as a real monster in the ring. However, his in-ring skills and gimmick failed to create a lasting impression on the fans, and he was made to leave the company soon after. And that's our list. Did we miss anyone out? Who's been your favourite giant when it comes to WWE? Don't forget to let us know in the comments below.